Hey guys, it's your girl Dr. Beauty, and I'm here to give you the scoop on my new series, Testimony Tuesdays. Testimony Tuesdays is a chance for you, the viewers, to hear from people in the healthcare industry, to the entertainment industry, to the food industry, talking about their journeys and what they've been doing in their lives to impact others. It's going to be a very cool, fun, and encouraging series that I hope will motivate you to bring out the best in your work and be inspired. It's going to take place on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on my Instagram Live. You also design for kids.
Yes.
So in terms of the message that you're sending to kids through your line and also through just the way that you represent your business, what's the number one message that you would want to convey to the upcoming generation?
You know, I love that you bring this up, because when I began thinking of this brand and what I wanted to do with it, and even just sketching up the logos that I sketched, those logos were sketched for children. You have to have words of affirmation. So if you're wearing a brand that says that, hey, I am a king or I am a queen, and I know I always thought in my head that I was a princess even before anyone ever revealed it to me. I already knew that within. So if you can already know that within, you know, how can you not come and take on the world and become whatever you're supposed to become?
Especially now that a lot of families are going through food insecurity, what suggestions do you have for how people who are trying to save a few dollars can also eat healthy?
You go to your supermarket or farmer's market, they have sections of bruised tomatoes and everything else. It tastes the same in a soup, so you can get the stuff for half a price. Another great way, I've been trying to do this, but I'm lazy and I'm trying to get my friends to do it with me. There are those restaurant stores in every city now, every city that anybody with a business, it doesn't matter if it's a wallpaper hanging business, you can get a restaurant card. Go in with 2 or 3 families and you get a bag of potatoes that's 20 pounds for like what you would pay for a 5-pound bag of potatoes in the store.
Oh, I also wanted to highlight your feature by Arcadia University's 40 Under 40. Please tell us about that.
During my last semester of my grad education, that's when I was diagnosed with my chronic form of non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. So I was kind of in this space where like, oh my gosh, am I going to finish this semester? Like, what am I going to do for the next day? Like, I was really on the verge of like kind of dropping out. And this was literally my last semester of grad, actually my last 3 weeks.
Oh my goodness.
3 weeks left. But through the grace of God and through, you know, I had some amazing professors, I didn't give up. Well, there's nothing wrong with spending money, like especially if you want to buy a book. But
exactly.
But you know, you just have to be cautious. Yes, I got on my new shirt. I was so happy. Like
I love that. I see those ruffles on the side.
I love my ruffles.
Like being an independent consultant during this pandemic, have you run into any challenges, or has there been actually an upside in your sales? How's it been?
Well, with Mary Kay, what I love about Mary Kay is building relationships, because I always say that I don't feel that I'm a salesperson because I can't sell you something you don't think or feel you need. I can only show you what I have, you know, build a relationship with you and go from there. I have some things. Yeah. To show you.
So you have some, show us.
Like Mary Kay is a skincare company. We have makeup, eyeshadow, foundation, all of that stuff. And I would say whatever home-based business you decide to do, or side hustle is what they call it now, be committed to it. You know, give yourself at least 6 months to a year to make things happen. You know what I mean?
Can you tell us a little bit about what inspired you to create your own clothing design?
I'll have to say, first, I'm not a fashion designer, so you know I don't lay claim to that. But I actually grabbed this off of my bookcase back here. Simply put, my inspiration was my 3 sons. I not only think of my life lessons that I've learned and observed, but what life lessons and observations am I giving to my children?
Right.
And again, I go back to, as a man, as a black man, as a brother, as a husband, brother, father, cousin, son, friend, as a friend. So yeah.
You have to surround yourself too. I always tell people I'd rather have 4 quarters than a million pennies. You have to be careful of the tribe you attract. You have to be careful too of who you are sharing your good news with. You have to be careful of who, you have around you, because you feed off that energy. And I think for me particularly, I think one of the reasons too why I feel so blessed is because at the start of this year, I had to make a lot of hard decisions. I had to rid myself of people that meant the most to me. Like you said, you had people that showed you more love in this pandemic or during COVID than people. I had to rid myself. I call them dead ends.
How did it all happen? Well, I didn't know that my desserts weren't ready to sell. Like some people, they can look at their desserts and they're comparing it to others. I never knew that. I just was completely naive. I thought they taste good and they look good enough. Yeah. So, and one of my customers or clients fell in love with the taste of the cake, and she was getting married, so she asked me to do their wedding cake. So I was like, yeah, I can do that. I can knock that out. Yes, I'm gonna go to the #1 culinary arts school in the world, YouTube, and learn how to make.
And speaking of Rich, is he in the neighborhood? Because everyone's asking about him in the comments.
But the moment, if you make him start talking, he won't stop. There he is. I appreciate you and much love to you. I appreciate you doing this for everyone. It's a great, great, great thing for you to do, and many blessings.
Who snuck us in backstage. He just went there like all day and worked at the Civic Center, right?
Right.
And got us in. And guess whose show it was? It was KR Swan Show with D Nice.
God.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I got